Good morning, children. Sairam. Children, today we'll be starting with chapter 12 of your chemistry, that is aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acids. Children, in this we'll be studying about these three functional groups. The thing that is common in all the three functional group is that all these contain C double bond O group. This C double bond O group is called the carbonyl group. So, in this chapter, we will be studying about the carbonyl compounds. Children, in the previous chapter, we have studied about the carbon-oxygen single bond, and now we will be discussing about the carbon-oxygen double bond. Now, it is you can say a very important functional group of your organic chemistry and is used as a starting material for the preparation of many different types of compounds. Now, like esters, anhydrides, they all are the derivatives of carboxylic acid. Now, children, you have to remember when there is C double bond O group, on one side connected to a alkyl group and on the other side connected to a hydrogen, then such compounds are called aldehydes. If on both the sides of the carbonyl group is present the alkyl group, then it will be called a ketone. And if on one side there is an alkyl group and on the other side there is a hydroxy group, then we call such compounds as carboxylic acids. Now, the two other class of compounds are acid halides and acid anhydrides. Acid halides are those which are actually the derivatives of carboxylic acid, in which the OH group is replaced by a halogen, and acid anhydrides are like your acetic anhydride or ethanoic anhydride, you can say. They are also the derivatives of carboxylic acid. Now, in this chapter, we will be studying in detail about all these class of compounds. Another class of compound is ester and amide. They are also the derivatives of carboxylic acids. Now, children, these aldehydes, ketones and carboxylic acid, they are widely present in the plant as well as the animal kingdom. The most of the biochemical process, they involve the presence of these carboxylic acids, or you can say aldehydes or ketones. Like for example, they add fragrance and flavor to nature. For example, vanillin, which is extracted from the vanilla beans. Just a minute, children. Yes, vanillin, that is extracted from the vanilla beans, they contain the carbonyl group. Similarly, the salicylaldehyde is present in meadowsweet, and elaichi we call the cinnamon. In that also the fragrance is present because of the presence of the aldehydic group. You can note down the formulas for vanilla extract, the salicylic acid and the fragrance substance that is present in the cinnamon. Now, children, many of the food products and the pharmaceuticals which add flavors to our you can say the food, they contain the aldehydic group. And many solvents such as acetone is a very good solvent, you should know. It is used in thinners also, in paint industry, in resins, perfumes, plastic, fabrics. They all contain acetone, which is a very good solvent, which is actually a ketone. It is the simplest ketone, you can say. Now, next I am starting with the nomenclature and the structure of carbonyl group. Now, see children, the smallest aldehyde, the simplest aldehyde contains hydrogen atom on both the side of the carbonyl group, and as it contains only one carbon atom, so the name for the compound will be methane and replacing E from methane will write Al. The name is methanol. Methanol is the simplest aldehyde. Commonly it is known as formaldehyde. It is used as a preservative also for preserving the biological specimens. Now the second member of the aldehydic series is acetaldehyde. The common name is acetaldehyde, but the IUPAC name, as it contains 2 carbon atoms, will be ethane. Replacing E, you can write Al, ethanol. Similarly, in aromatic compounds, benzaldehyde is the simplest aldehyde. Now here also we can write down the name for this compound. It contains the aldehydic group. The aldehydic group carbon will be called carbon number 1. This will be carbon number 2, carbon number 3 and carbon number 4. So while writing the name, we'll write on third carbon Br is present. So it will be 3 bromo. 4 carbons are there. So butane, and on first carbon aldehydic group is there. So al. It will be 3 bromo butane al. 3 bromo butanol. The common name can be written as beta bromo butyraldehyde. Now children, coming to the ketones, the simplest ketone is that which contain 3 carbon atoms. Why? Because in case of ketone, it is a condition that on both the sides of the carbonyl group there should be alkyl group. So the simplest ketone will be your propane-one, commonly called acetone. Why propane? Because 3 carbon atoms are there and the suffix for ketonic group is ONE. We don't pronounce it as one. We pronounce it as one. 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 So it will be propane-one. Similarly, this will be acetophenone. This will be propiophenone, benzophenone. Now coming to the IUPAC name. While writing the IUPAC name for 2 carbon, you will write ethane and the suffix will be al, ethanol. Similarly, for this, we will start numbering from this side. This will be carbon number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and carbon number 7. 7 carbon atoms are there. On 4th carbon is bromo. 3rd carbon is methyl. In alphabetic order, B comes first. So we can write down the name as 4 bromo, 3 methyl, heptanol. It will be 4 bromo, 3 methyl, heptanol. Similarly, the 3rd compound, this will be 3 methyl cyclopentanone. This will be cyclohexane carbaldehyde. We cannot write it as cyclohexanol. Why? Because if we write cyclohexanol, this carbon is not counted. So we'll write it as cyclohexane carbaldehyde. Carbaldehyde to show that one carbon is not counted in cyclohexane. Next is your 5 carbon. A chain of 5 carbon atoms is there, and on the in between 3rd and 4th carbon there is an alkene group. Sorry, 2nd and 3rd carbon there is an alkene, the double bond. So we'll write it as pent-2-ene. That means on 2nd carbon there is a double bond, pent-2-ene-1-al, or simply you can write it as pent-2-ene-al. Next is 1-phenyl propane-1-one. That is a ketone. On 1st carbon phenyl group is there, so it will be 1-phenyl propane-1-one. Now children, if suppose aldehyde as well as ketonic group is present on the same carbon, then the preference is given to your aldehyde because it is present in the corner. So ketonic group will be written as a prefix in the form of oxo. The name for the compound will be 3-oxopentanol. Similarly, this compound contains a ketonic group. It will be a straight chain carbon, 5 carbon chain, and on second and fourth carbon there are methyl groups. So name will be written as 2,4-dimethyl pentane 3-one. This will be nitrobenzene and carbaldehyde is there. So will be written as 4-nitrobenzaldehyde, or you can simply write it as 4-nitrocarbaldehyde, benzene carbaldehyde. Next is 3 aldehydic groups are there. Now see children, if we consider this to be the straight chain, then we are neglecting this part. So instead we'll consider this to be the straight carbon chain of 3 carbon atoms, and on first, second and third 3 aldehydic groups are present, but they will not be written as al. Why? Because the carbon we are not counting with the 3 carbons. We'll write it as propane 1,2,3 tricarbaldehyde. Now next is, as I have already told you, the simplest aldehyde is CH3CHO, then the common name is formaldehyde and IUPAC name is methanol. The second aldehyde is CH3CHO, that is acetaldehyde. The common name is acetaldehyde, but the IUPAC name is ethanol. Similarly, this one will be a carbon chain of 3 carbon atoms and a methyl group is attached on the second carbon. So, will be 2-methyl-propane-al. Now, you can write down the names. I think we can now start with the structure of the carbonyl group. Now, children, as you all can see, carbonyl group is divided, you can say distributed in the 3-dimensional space in such a manner that the p orbitals of oxygen and carbon overlap with each other above and below the plane. So it has got a 3-dimensional structure and the overlapping is taking from above or below the plane and forming a pi bond. Now the carbon oxygen double bond, it is polarized also because there is a large difference in the electronegativity of oxygen and carbon. Oxygen, being more electronegative, attracts the shared pair of electron towards itself, due to which it develops a negative charge, and carbon develops a positive charge. Now coming to the preparation of aldehydes and ketones. Children, we are doing the preparation here, but we have already done the preparation of aldehydes and ketones in the previous chapter, in which you all have learned that primary alcohols on oxidation give aldehyde, secondary alcohols on oxidation give ketones. Primary alcohols, when react with Grignard reagent, they give ketones, and secondary alcohol, when react with Grignard reagent, they give you can say, yes. Now next is by dehydrogenation of alcohols. By dehydrogenation of alcohols means the volatile alcohol it is passed over the heated copper rod and result in the formation of an alcohol. This method also we have discussed prior. Third is from hydrocarbons by the ozonolysis. This method you have learned in class 11. Ozonolysis of a carbonyl compound is done. This compound reacts with ozone. It forms an ozonoid compound like this, that we have learnt in the previous class. It forms an ozonoid compound which further reacting with zinc and followed by water result in the formation of either aldehyde or ketone. All these methods we have discussed earlier. Now next I am starting with from acyl chlorides or acid chlorides. This reaction is an important name reaction and is known as Rosamond reduction. You have to remember, wherever the catalyst hydrogen in presence of palladium and barium sulfate are used, that means that reaction is Rosamond reaction. It also comes in the board exam in the form of complete the following reaction. Now here you have to remember, when benzenoyl chloride, which is a acid chloride, a derivative of carboxylic acid, undergoes reduction in presence of palladium and barium sulfate, it results in the formation of benzaldehyde. It can be used in many of the conversions also. Next is from nitriles and esters. Now children, you have to remember, the nitriles are reduced to imines in presence of stannous chloride and HCl. They result in the formation of imine, which on reacting with hydronium ion result in the formation of carboxylic acid, and this reaction is known as Stephen's reaction. It is also a very important name reaction. Now you have to remember that you can also use dibyl H. Dibyl H is what? Diisobutyl aluminium hydride, that is called dibyl H. Diisobutyl aluminium hydride also reduces the CN group to corresponding carboxylic acid. Similarly, it can be, the same compound can be used for the compound containing a double bond. It does not affect the presence of double bond and converts it into an aldehyde. You have to remember that esters can also be converted to aldehyde using dibyl H, that is diisobutyl aluminium hydrides. Now children, next is from hydrocarbons. The aromatic aldehydes like your benzaldehyde and its derivatives are prepared from the aromatic hydrocarbons, and the method that can be used is by using chromyl chloride CrO2Cl2. Toluene, when reacts with chromyl chloride in presence of carbon disulfide, it results into the formation of a chromium complex, which further on reacting with hydronium ion can result in the formation of benzaldehyde. For aromatic aldehyde, you can use this reaction, and for aliphatic, you can use either dibyl H or Stephen reaction, or this diisobutyl aluminium hydride. For aromatic, you have to use either Rosamond reduction or chromyl chloride, or another one is your Attard reaction, which uses chromium oxide. Toluene reacts with chromium oxide in presence of acetic anhydride and result in the formation of benzaldehyde. So, for the preparation of aliphatic benzaldehyde, you have to use either Stephen's reaction or dibyl H. And for the preparation of aromatic aldehyde, you have to use the starting material toluene and can use either Attard reaction or by use of chromyl chloride or from Rosamond reduction. This Rosamond reduction also you can use for the preparation of benzaldehyde. This. Next is important one is your by side chain chlorination followed by hydrolysis. Now see, we are taking toluene. Side chain chlorination takes place when toluene reacts with Cl2 in presence of HNu. If we have to add Cl2 to the benzene ring, we have to do the reaction in dark in presence of Fe3 positive. But here we have to add Cl to the carbon, which is the aliphatic part. So we can use Cl2HNu. It will give benzyl chloride, which on hydrolysis at a temperature of 373 Kelvin will give benzaldehyde. Now, next important reaction is the Gattermann-Koch reaction. It is again an important name reaction. In Gattermann-Koch reaction, benzene or any of its derivative, it is treated with carbon monoxide and hydrogen chloride in presence of anhydrous aluminium chloride or cuprous chloride, and it results in the substituted benzaldehyde or benzaldehyde, whatever compound we are using as the starting material. Children, do practice all these things. Do try to remember that what methods we have used for the preparation of aliphatic. For aliphatic, we have used Stephen's reaction and your oxidation of alcohols or passing alcohols through a heated copper vessel, or this Diebel edge for aliphatic aldehydes. For aromatic aldehydes, we have used the Rosamond reaction, Attard reaction, Gattermann-Koch reaction by use of chromyl chlorides, and all these reactions you can use for the preparation of aldehydes. Now in the next presentation we'll start with the ketones. Till then please try to practice all these by writing. Thank you. Sai Ram.